The book of Daniel is one of the prophetic books of the Old Testament of the Bible. It is divided into two main sections, a historical narrative, chapters 1 to 6, and a series of apocalyptic visions, chapters 7 to 12. Through these sections, the book narrates both the events in the life of Daniel and his friends at the Babylonian court and the divine revelations about the future of the kingdoms and the end of times. 1. Historical and narrative context, chapters 1 to 6. Chapter 1. Daniel and his three friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, are taken captive to Babylon after the conquest of Jerusalem by Nebuchadnezzar. Despite the pressure to abandon their customs and faith, they remain faithful to God's teachings, and God blesses them with wisdom and understanding. Chapter 2. Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, has a troubling dream that no one can interpret. Daniel, by God's grace, reveals the dream and its interpretation, which prophesies the fall of several empires and the establishment of God's eternal kingdom. Chapter 3. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refuse to worship a golden statue erected by Nebuchadnezzar, leading to their punishment in a fiery furnace. However, God miraculously protects them, and they suffer no harm, which causes the king to recognize the greatness of the God of Israel. Chapter 4. Nebuchadnezzar has another dream, which Daniel interprets as a warning of the humiliation the king will suffer because of his pride. The king, after being punished by God and losing his sanity for a time, ultimately repents and acknowledges God's sovereignty. Chapter 5. King Belshazzar, successor of Nebuchadnezzar, hosts a banquet and profanes the sacred vessels from the Temple of Jerusalem. At that moment, a hand appears and writes a mysterious message on the wall. Daniel is called to interpret the writing and warns the king of his imminent downfall. That very night, Babylon is conquered by the Medes and Persians. Chapter 6. Daniel, now an elderly man, continues to serve as a high official under the reign of Darius the Mede. When a decree is issued forbidding prayer to any god other than the king, Daniel defies the order and continues to pray to God. As a result, he is thrown into a den of lions, but God protects him, and he survives. This leads King Darius to praise God.